Wellness Show, episode 95.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyson Bannigan, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. So this is Tyson Bannigan, the host of The Wellness Show, and welcome to the show. And today as a guest, we have Jenna Kuhlen, and she's going to talk about facing the reality of oneness. So Jenna Kuhlen is the founder and owner of the Wellness Body and Spa in Calgary, Alberta. She has 25 years experience helping people find, develop, and enhance their spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical potential and balance. She's a certified personal trainer, medical anesthetician, meditation instructor, and master clinical hypnotherapist, and she's an intuitive. Jen also speaks at conferences across Canada regarding the mind-body connection. So Jenna, welcome to the show. I'm excited to have you here. So
I'm excited to be
here. Yeah, I'm glad to have you here. So what exactly is wellness from your perspective?
It's allopathic. A lot of people really look at wellness as, okay, well, I eat this, or I'm vegan, or I exercise and I run 10K every 2 days. Or to me, wellness is mind, body, spirit. You cannot have wellness in just one component and the others are going to just kind of catch up all by themselves. So one of the reasons I chose the topic, facing the reality of wellness, is because I feel that a lot of people think it's overwhelming. That's why it is a reality for them. And it need not be that way. And that's one of the reasons that I put together the Wellness Body and Spa in Calgary, is so that we can educate as well as heal, as well as give people the relaxation modalities that they potentially may need, or the physical modalities that they potentially may need, in order to get to that portion of facing the reality of wellness.
So why do you say it's overwhelming for some people? I don't quite understand that. So what do you mean by that?
I have conversations with people multiple times every day. And the one thing that I keep hearing is this, and I've even said it personally: I'm doing everything I'm supposed to, and I still feel like blah, 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 or I'm still feeling overwhelmed, or I'm still not sleeping. And that's why I do find that it is overwhelming, because I even know for me as a wellness professional, it can be overwhelming. There are times that I'm like, Jenna, you know better. You know you need to take a little bit more time just to give yourself that extra 5 or 10 minutes of quiet meditative practice. Doesn't mean I have to focus on anything, just need to be. And, just in our society, especially with all the negativity that is surrounding us constantly, I do feel that people are finding it very overwhelming, because now they're considering it to be not just something that's enjoyable, and it should be enjoyable, but it's almost like it's a task. And that's why I don't want it to be a task for people. It doesn't need to be a task.
Yeah, I now I understand. I know for myself that I have to give myself a reality check almost every morning. I can say, wow, I just got so much to do. And while it's snowing outside, which it is, by the way, and it's cold, and I don't want to go for that morning walk, and I have a million thousand gazillion reasons why not. But I know if I don't get my butt out that door and walk every second day, I'm not going to be on this planet for that long, or as long as I could be. I'm certainly not going to be able to live with ease and grace and move with that. So yeah, there's some part of us that just has to get over it. And so what you're saying is, not only do we have the responsibility to have some sort of schedule or structure to what we're doing, but we need to find some joy in it. That this is not, otherwise It's overwhelming, like you said, and we just feel stressed out. And our exercise and our wellness becomes one more endless thing on the list that, oh my God, I have to take care of, and anyway, blah, blah, blah. So I think I got what you're talking about.
Yes. The reason it was such an important concept for me to discuss is because I have clients all the time that say, well, I go to the gym 5 days a week, but how much are you doing? Well, I don't really feel like going. What would you rather do? I'd rather take my dog for a walk than take your dog for a walk.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the times people are becoming so structured, and I understand that because as humans, we're natural control freaks. We want to control everything in our life, from our health to our fitness to our sex life to our thought processes. Like, you know what? Sometimes wellness has absolutely nothing to do with even just a schedule. It's tapping in to find out, how am I actually feeling doing this?
Well,
Is there any joy? Is it actually doing it?
Now you're getting mystical, and I really like what you're saying, that you got to tap in. What does my body want to do in this moment? Not what my mind thinks I've got to do.
And you know what? A lot of the time, the self-talk is what is so important. We don't talk to ourselves nearly as much. We yell at ourselves constantly in our heads. Oh, for goodness sakes, I can't believe I did that. How stupid was it? That has absolutely no bearing in any health matters, mental, physical, emotional, or spiritual at all. So to me, you know what, when we can actually navigate the waters and have a marker of how we're feeling or what feels right and what doesn't feel right, I think that's exceptionally important. And of course, me being A-type, sometimes I almost always have to have something on a scanner to show me, oh, good. Look, I ate enough today, see, or I slept enough last night. But then I had to learn to go, whoa, I know these markers are there. I need to look at them as an allopathic way in my entire life. How am I breathing? When was the last time I took a deep breath? Things like this. That to me.
When you say markers, what are you thinking about? Like, are you monitoring heart rate and the amount of steps you take, or was that what you mean by markers, or 15 minutes exercise, or is that what you're talking about?
Different things for different people. So for example, I've got certain clients that absolutely, they know they've got to do, 3 15-minute sessions per day just for themselves, whatever that may be, whether it's enjoying a cup of tea or talking to a good girlfriend on the phone or going for that 15-minute walk. The other element is we have, and we're really excited about this, we're bringing in this machine that actually will measure your body and actually give you a printout of everything that's going on. We'll do an actual session for you, whatever session it may be, hypnotherapy or some sort of healing session. And then we will redo the actual scan of the body. And you can actually physically see on paper that marker. But that marker for you, just like you said, going for that walk, when you get back, the marker of how you feel different is enough for you. How I feel different when I actually go for a run or I have a nice hot bath or just sit and enjoy a glass of wine, that sometimes is enough for me. But I do believe that the actual understanding and tapping in to how am I feeling, where's my emotional state, how does my physical body feel right now, are so important. And then there's also obviously other markers that we can talk about.
So really, if I'm understanding you correctly, then it's the feeling that you're really wanting us to pay attention to. It's not that it's 15 minutes of this or 20 minutes of walking, but how do you feel at the end? Whether it's a hot bath or whether, it's a massage or whatever, we're looking for a feeling of wellness, like you say, or full body. This show is really about full body enlightenment as well, which is really part of waking up and knowing that we have a body and it's our earth suit and that we're supposed to be living in joy. This is not, I don't know, people just take this as like, we're going to school, we have to do this. It just gets so serious and overwhelming.
Yes, I mean, back in the day, people used to get together and they used to just talk about anything and laugh and enjoy each other's company. We necessarily don't always do that today because we're on our phones, we're watching the time, we've got to get back to the babysitter. Those are all legitimate concerns. But yes, tapping into where am I actually physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually at this point in time is an absolutely important marker. However, unfortunately, in today's society, a lot of people are so cut off from all of that. So they actually do need the legitimate markers like the scan, like the time. But we can teach ourselves to refriend our own person inside
I
and
like
out.
that.
And
That's a great concept. The other marker that I'm becoming more aware of in my life as I hopefully get older and somewhat wiser is the connection between health and wealth. And for me, there's there's only one letter difference. And an amazing thing is if I relax and get in the flow, however you want to describe that, or in the zone if I'm an athlete, then the money shows up. Then there's ease and grace in my life. And so for people on this call, one of the markers that we don't think about is there's a direct connection between the amount of money in your bank account and your health and how you're operating in your life. And if you're operating your life with ease and grace and you're in the flow, it's going to show up in your bank account. So this is a marker we tend to miss in our society. We sort of think, well, we got to focus on wealth, and then we can have fun and joy at the end when we retire. But then we spend all of our money on our health. So it really is an integrative approach. Like you say, we mind, body, spirit. It's the whole package is what we call wellness. So what other hot tips do you have for our listeners that, when you work with your clients, what are some of the ways that you help them see wellness from an integrative perspective?
One of the most important things that I teach people is the concept of not being selfish, but being self-full. And a lot of the times, and I hear this constantly, and moms are notorious for this, everybody knows this, but business owners, and I'm certainly one of them. There are many times I work 12, 15 hours and I'm going, oh, what about me in this? And you start to feel empty. So to me, it's that self-full moment or 2 or 20 or 3 days of having those self-full moments. That is one of the most important things that I teach people. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're spending that with your loved one or your children or your best friend. That very well may mean that you are actually sitting on your butt watching soap operas all afternoon. If that is what you need in that moment, I hope that people will learn to honor themselves, that it's all right to actually do that.
All right, so being an A-type personality, where you got to, for you, everything is go, go, go and do. How do you do it? Like, do you create, like, literally schedule it out that you're going to take time off, or do you just, how do you do it?
Good question. I've had to do it both ways. Where, for example, I told my staff a couple of weeks ago, I went away the Friday night, Saturday. Well, I hadn't done that in weeks because I'm building the business, and that's fine. Yet I felt that I had to tell them that. So I kind of sat back and I went, oh, this is a really wonderful lesson for me. So I recognized that I had to schedule it so I could actually reset myself, so I didn't feel like I had to do it that way. So I teach people that as well. If you feel that you need to make it an absolute time frame, great, but then reset it. And since then, it's been much easier for me to say, you know what, today I'm going to sleep in past 5. Or tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to go see my friend and I'm going to go see her kids. Or this morning, I'm going to go do that yoga class and do a little bit of a run before I start my day. Sometimes it literally takes you unplugging, quite literally doing something that you normally would not do, to do that reset button. And the other thing I do is I ask my loved ones to hold me accountable and ask me, what do you do?
So let's see if I've got this. So being an A-type personality, you love your schedule, you have your calendar, you mark it all out, you fill it all in, and then you give yourself the opportunity when you wake up in the morning, you tune into your body and your body says, no, today's a day off, or I need to sleep in longer, or I need to go see a friend. Am I getting it right?
Yeah.
Is that how you blend the intuitive listening to your body with your schedule?
Absolutely. And I find, and I'm one to speak, I find when people do that, then all of a sudden their health and wealth starts to flow in all areas of life. Wealth and happiness, health in the body, wealth in the actual relationships they're building, as well as their pocketbook. And I know I always have to remind myself of that as well. So I am certainly part of society, just like you or anybody that's listening. And I think it's just part of facing the reality of wellness is that, you know, it has to be consideration. It can't just be a schedule. It has to be considered. It has to be felt. And more than anything, it has to be honored.
So what other tips do you have to bring, well, let's call it the joy factor, for lack of better words, into your life so that it doesn't become a regime or, you know, another endless list of things I have to do to keep myself well, right? What other sort of things do you do?
Well, one of the things that I learned as a trainer in my 20s is a lot of people just worked so hard at the gym. Oh, I got to go to the gym and I got to do this for an hour and a half. And I asked them, do you like it? No, I hate it. Then why are you here? Our life on this planet is very short. So would you rather, you know what, why don't we go hiking through the snow? Let's find the deepest snow that we can find up to our hips. And let's hike through it and laugh and trudge through it and really get sweaty. How does that sound? Oh, that actually kind of sounds kind of fun because it's not inside and I'm not sweating with a whole bunch of other sweaty people. So I think what it is allowing yourself the flexibility to do something outside of the box. You know, I always say people try to live life in the black and white. Life is not black and white. Life lived in the gray. And the gray, you can color any picture color you want. You can paint it purple, yellow, green, orange, whatever you want. That's where you can actually recreate your joy. And joy for you and joy for me are two totally different things because we're different people. And what I might find joyful today, I might absolutely go, holy smokes, I'm not into that tomorrow. But it's allowing yourself that flexibility to go, what would I like to do? Okay, you know what? I think today I actually want to play with my child. I want to take my child to the playground and run around like I did when I was a kid and put my phone away and have some fun with my kid. Guess what? You've got your heart rate up. You're actually having fun with your child. And on top of that, you're creating memories and it's a mental and emotional break. So those are the tips I try to give people. What would you like to do? Play. So I always say, I want to play my box.
Say that again. I missed that. You want to play? You sort of cut out. I want to play what?
I always say to people, I want to play. Who wants to play with me in my sandbox?
Well, that was the second thing I was going to say. So for you, is it important to have some like-minded people around who can spontaneously play with you at certain periods of time? Is that how you operate as well?
And if nobody can play with me at that time, that's fine. I'll go play by myself. And I talk about the sandbox a lot because I also talk about the fact that people are putting stressors on you that are not correct for your own mental wellness or health and wellness. They're not allowed in your sandbox. And I literally say that to people a lot, not my sandbox. Like, it's just one of those things you have to do. Times happen where there's situations you have to deal with. And then if nobody can go play with me, I will literally go play. Whatever that means to me at that moment. It might be reading a book. It might be going for a walk. It might be listening to music and dancing like an idiot in my own kitchen. But you got to allow yourself that little bit of playtime. And I learned a lot of this from watching children. They have the element of freedom. They understand what it's like to feel good. If they don't feel good, what do? They sit on the couch. I don't feel good. They allow themselves that time to reset. And we forget about that as adults.
That's a great way of looking at it. I mean, finding that childlike innocence and that this is your sandbox, and guess what? You get to play with the rules, and actually you decide which toys to play with. And if somebody doesn't want to play with your toys or play nicely, so what? Go find another sandbox. I like that. You know, making your backyard, making your life into a playpen of fun. What could be better than that? So that's a great concept. I would think that with lots of clients, that's not something you can sort of start off at the beginning with. I mean, that's a huge jump for an awful lot of people. I mean, I would think that when clients come to you, they're pretty stressed out to the max. And, you know, if you tell
Oh,
them
yeah.
to play in the sandbox, they're going to have a bit of a hissy fit.
Well, I can completely empathize with them. I mean, my goodness, I'm a business owner. I have 15 people that work there. I've got a lot of stress in my life as well. Don't get me wrong. Just yesterday, I was talking with a great friend of mine on FaceTime and going, Mom, I'm losing it. Like, I feel blah, blah, blah. And that's what you've got to do, is you've got to allow yourself that freedom, A, to get it out, B, to talk to someone or with someone that you absolutely trust. That whether it's a counselor or a best friend or a spouse, it doesn't matter, but get it out. Because when you get it out, it's not festering within. And as soon as I had that half-hour conversation with these two people, I thought, why didn't I do this 4 days ago? Mm-hmm. And then things started shifting. My ear infection started healing. Interesting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. My ear infection started healing. My dizziness started dissipating a little bit. I still walk around like I'm drunk a little bit right now because it's still healing, but that's okay. And today I woke up thinking, you know what? There's a lot of other amazing things that are going on. That stress bubble that I was in ended up being, okay, this is a really annoying marble under my feet, but I'll deal with it. So I tell people, you cannot hold it in. And if you think just physical exercise is going to get rid of the stress, I'm sorry. You need to actually share it or do something with your subconscious mind, meditation practice, going into visualization practice, hypnotherapy, tap psyche, any of those elements so that it causes a reset. And when you do those little elemental fixes along the way, then all of a sudden, pink looks pinker, blue looks bluer, orange looks oranger, and your food tastes better. Geez, I wonder why. Because you have that mental and subconscious reset, right? Yeah. So that's what I tell people. It doesn't have to be a lot. Wellness doesn't have to be a lot of work, but it is allopathic. It is holistic.
So you just said that you had 15 people in your wellness center as staff. I mean, that's a lot of people to manage. So if I showed up at your wellness center, do I start off with an interview and then some sort of a wellness assessment? Sort of give me a sense of what's it like to come through the door of your place.
First and foremost, you come through the door and everybody says, they come in and they go, oh, there's a vibration within that locale that is wonderful and healing and welcoming. It's all about family. Second thing is you get a big smile. Our client care manager is amazing. The people that work there are amazing. And then yes, we do have you fill out a medical questionnaire. We have the wellness concept, the mind health concept, and this professional spa. So we have a medical questionnaire that is thorough. And if someone comes in and they say, well, I really don't know what I want, but I don't want to feel this way, we will absolutely sit down and do a consultation with them. Myself, one of the other practitioners, the client care manager, we will have a private consultation with them, 10, 15, 20 minutes. A lot of the times people will come in knowing what they're looking for and then realize, oh, I want that. And I might want this too, because there's a lot of components that work together. And again, we work from the inside out, mind, body, and spirit. So when a client comes to us first and foremost, and it's a first point of contact, it depends on what they're coming in for. And then of course we will bring them into our personal space and talk with them. How are things in your life? We genuinely care. We don't want anybody to feel like you've got a service by. No. There's lots of times people will come to me, they booked an hour. I might run 2 hours because they need it. My massage therapist last night, I witnessed her doing that, saying, can you please call the next client? I need to work with this person for another half hour because she really needs it. That's what we do.
So it sounds like you really do take care of your clients really well, and that's the key to your business, is providing a quality service. So do you work at a distance as well? I mean, do you have online clients that come to you as well?
Lots. We use Zoom, we use FaceTime, we use Skype. So for a lot of the mind health components, we absolutely do that. Plus, we've actually got an app that was just approved by Apple yesterday, which is really exciting, which is direct healing, and we're connecting people to the quantum field. And we'll have another app coming out in the next year and a half that is specifically instant, urgent care with people, but we can do that anywhere within the world now today. A lot of the practitioners, including myself, I'm always on Skype, I'm always on FaceTime doing actual therapies with people. And it's wonderful.
So you're not only doing wellness in the sense of the physical, but in the mental, you're doing the deep dive that people need to take care of the deeper aspects that are in the way. So I've just noticed that I've frozen here, so I'm going to turn off the camera. So there, that's a little bit better. So that sounds really exciting to me, that you have this integrative approach to wellness, because it's certainly the one that I have as well. So tell me about, do you have like a bigger vision around all of this? Like, for example, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. You're nodding your head, so the answer is absolutely yes. So I'll just go for it.
Absolutely. My intention is to make sure that no matter where anybody is within the world, unfortunately, technology is an important facet to this, and I am concerned about those that don't have access to technology, but you know what, the universe will open that up as is. My intention is to make sure that we have an opportunity for anybody, anywhere in the world, anytime, 24/7, 365, if they need some support, some sort of help, healing, understanding, they have the opportunity to get it. That is my intention. I want to be global. And the main reason is because I see people walking around, especially in my city. It disheartens me how many sacks of potatoes people are carrying on their backs because they feel like there's nowhere to turn. And I certainly don't want money to be a consideration or a concern for people. We do pro bono services and sessions for clients that really need it. Alignment with mental health services, peer support groups, sexual health people, those that have been abused in all manners. I want them to know that if they've got someone that they're caring for that really needs help, please call us, because we absolutely can support that person. And sometimes it literally takes one mind health treatment for someone to make the shift, and they're on a completely different level for their own health, happiness, and mental awareness.
Well, that's incredible. So what you're talking about is a one-shop approach for anybody, anywhere that has a problem, and you're not even sure what it is. So you just know that you don't feel well, or you're out of balance, or then they just give you a call and you just help them get from where they are to where they want to be in the shortest amount of time. So that's a great service that you provide.
Absolutely. We're so excited to actually be able to do this. And I'm thrilled because as of September 1st this year, all of these modalities are under one roof, where we were separated before. Now we're all under one roof. I did a huge expansion in September 1st of this year. I'm thrilled, and we're ready. We're rocking and rolling. So it's pretty cool to have the opportunity for an actual place within the city, but also, again, using technology internationally.
So do you have classes that you do by Zoom as well? Like, do you have group classes?
Very good question. We do. We do have a workshop space within our clinic space. So we do in-house workshops.
Yeah.
I haven't started doing them online quite yet, but 2017, we are starting our YouTube channel. So we will have about 100 videos uploaded on YouTube that are either teasers or fuller components of the workshops that we have. So we will have that availability in 2017.
Yeah, I think that's exciting.
We don't want to.
That's exciting because I just working with a Feldenkrais practitioner, and we've been working on getting him up on Zoom so that not only is he teaching in class, but he's also teaching us on Zoom, and it's set up that way. So now I can attend his class at any time. So, that is scheduled. So I love that, and which will help you go global. So we're getting fairly close to the end of the call, but I would love to get a sort of an overview the types of practitioners that you have under your roof at this time, and what sort of practitioners you might be looking for to sort of round out this holistic approach.
Absolutely. I'll start with the practitioners that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the practitioners that they love what they do. They know that what they do is what they're supposed to be doing, and they want to work with a team. We certainly do cross-refer as well. A lot of the times I really believe that one modality doesn't do everything, and a lot of the times we do find that is true. So the practitioners love referring clients back and forth. So that's wonderful. So certainly contact me, anybody who's interested, we can talk. I have all the way from massage therapist, craniosacral reflexology, pregnancy massage, energy healing shaman, all of that, to a psychologist, hypnotherapy, Psych-K, TAT, meditation, mindfulness practices. I've also got the owner of the Mindfulness Research Center of Canada. He also works out of our facility. The president of the Canadian Hypnosis Association works out of our facility. I've got, believe it or not, a holistic development facilitator and trainer. She's also part of our team. I've got an international oncology esthetician on our team, so anybody who's happened to be dealing with or has dealt with cancer, their skin is completely different to anybody else's, so I've got someone internationally trained on that. We've got laser therapists, low light laser therapy for healing. We've got laser for skin concerns. We have energy healing of all different types of modalities. We also have, gosh, I'm missing one person, I'm so sorry, body talk. We do Qigong classes. So it's literally, my dream is to create an opportunity that whatever may vibrate with one person for their own individual healing, we have that opportunity for them at the Wellness Body and Spa. So we want to make sure, and I want to make sure, that there are all different types of modalities that are there. And, you know, I have to say my practitioners are amazing. They're phenomenal people, not just phenomenal practitioners. They lead with their heart. They lead with a vision of healing. And that is what we do.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show. We're out of time. So all the notes about how to get hold of you will be in the show notes. So please get hold of her, Jenna, and start your wellness journey if you aren't already on the journey. And if you are on the journey, I'm sure that she can help you make the journey more joyful. So thank you for being on the show. It was a great pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. My pleasure. Have a wonderful day.
Bye for now.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.